first fan experience that you realized you created something special?
From the very first convention I did representing Supernatural was in the UK, and it was a mix of different shows. There was maybe 5 or 6 different shows represented by various actors, and I was the only one there from Supernatural. And I remember that we were a new show. We'd only been on for 1 season, and these other shows were, it was I think there was some people from Buffy, there was Smallville was represented, there was
Small Villains?
Is that just small villains? So, and then there's several other shows, and I kind of thought that I would be, not represented well. I figured everybody would be there for them, and I would just be I'd maybe have 5 people waiting to take a picture with me. And it was the complete opposite. I believe that the reaction that I got from the fans, or that Supernatural got from the fans, was so big that the next year and every year after, we just did a Supernatural convention. So that was the first time where I was like, oh crap. I also had some lovely young lady jump out of the crowd and wrap her legs and arms around me, which I was like, sweet. Had it been in any other circumstances. But that was the first moment where I was like, oh, okay, this is legit.
I'm legit!
This is legit.
I think, so the first ever convention I did was in March of season 1. I did a big group thing in LA, I was there. And Lost had just come out, and the actor, I'm a big Star Wars nerd, and Star Wars Day is coming up in a couple weeks, May 4th. The actor who played Jango Fett in The Phantom Menace was there, and he had done a few conventions. I forget his name now. I'm a big Boba Fett fan.
Tamara Morrison. Tamara Morrison.
Yes. So he was
Some fan you are.
I'm a Scream guy. I read the books and stuff.
Don't say it.
So I call him Jango, and I feel like I'm like, Jango Fett, nice to meet you. Fan of your sons. So I like that monster. Rough way to go. He was telling me the ins and outs of conventioning, and I wish I would have listened. He's like, so this is what you got to do, because you have to sign a bunch of stuff that they keep. And he was like, you just got to put the first letter of your first name and a line, first letter of your last name. And he was like, teach me the way to sign quickly. And I was like, oh, that's genius. But my signature is not. My signature takes a long time because I have a lot of letters in my long Polish name. Polish idiot name. So I wish I would have listened to him way back then. But I think the first time, I feel like the first time I told this story before, the funny fan experience, Genevieve and I flew to, wake up. Jen and I flew on a honeymoon, and we were on the flight, and the flight attendant came up at the end of the flight and was like, hey, I have a tattoo. I'm like, oh, sweet. Like, what do you have a tattoo of? I'm like, no, I have a tattoo. I'm like, what? This is 10 years ago. And he's like, yeah. And he pulls his shirt down, and he's got the Demon Warden tattoo. And this was, he always laughs when I say this was out in the wild. This wasn't on set, or at a convention, or a Comic-Con. This was like on, Air Canada, or whatever. And it came up, and so I was like, oh wow, this is kind of going around. Anyway, thank you for your question.
Thank you.
You got it. Wait, real quick, how old are you?
18.
And when did you start watching the show?
About 4 years ago.
Okay, have you caught up?
Yes.
Amazing. So, she was 5 years old when the show came out. You were old. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
You.
Hi. My question is for all three of you.
Hey.
Could you tell us something about your very first supernatural convention?
I'll start. Yeah. My very, very first one was a UK.
Yeah, lots of UK here.
Hi, UKs. I sat on stage in a chair and I wore a white beanie because that's what Jared did, and I thought that's what you do to look cool. And I'm pretty sure Amy Gumanik sat next to me and I answered every question with a yes or no answer because I was terrified. I remember looking at pictures, my cheeks were bright red. I was sweating under this beanie, but I was like, this is what Jared does. He's tall, handsome, and everybody likes him, so that's what I'll do. And then, thanks to you people, I've become this.
Thanks to him, really.
I think
The puppet master.
I think I was the first one involved in convention, right? I did it, and then I think you started the year after me.
Chicago. We both started in
yeah.
Chicago. Yeah.
And so I started in Chicago in
2008.
Right? Was it 1978? I can't remember.
Right.
It was. I remember Barney Miller was on the air.
Right.
No, it was 2008, a long time ago, and I just remember being absolutely petrified and didn't understand. I'd never been to a convention as a guest or as an actor or in any way, shape, or form. So didn't understand. I didn't understand actually why I would go to a convention after having only done 2 episodes of a show. It made no sense to me. So I thought this was certainly going to be a disaster. And I remember going. I remember specifically the karaoke event was in the hotel bar. And the hotel bar was still open to like patrons, so you had guys who were, on business meetings, and they're going, "What the hell is going on here?" And there's like people playing pool and just kind of drinks, and then you go in and with your handler, and you'd stand there, and I just remember like 15 people handing me beers. I had like 15 beers, and I stood there for an hour, and so then put them all down and left. And the only thing I remember about that is on stage, I was petrified. I barely talked to anybody, and I was going, "Hi, hi, hi." But Chad Lindbergh was on stage. I mean, it wasn't even a stage, but he was singing karaoke with people at the time. I remember thinking, that guy, he seems real relaxed. He gets it. Yeah. I don't get it. And then I remember right before my first panel being petrified because I was by myself. And it was a Q&A panel. I'm like, okay, I guess I get questions about, I don't know, we'll find out. And right before I walked in, I think it was Adam, he's like, yeah, so you go up, do about 15 minutes about yourself, and then they'll take questions. And I'm like, 15 minutes about what am I going to say for 15 minutes about myself? So I just in a panic and walked out and just started yapping. I mean, I was like, hey, everybody, so I'm wearing a shirt, and I don't know what I literally have no recollection about anything I said or did. I just remember being so flipped out when I walked in the hotel to have people clock you and go, because everybody in the hotel was there for the convention. Which was just not a world. I'm not a well-known guy, so that's not an energy I was used to. So I was like, I did something wrong. These people are staring at me. I've cut the line. I've done something that egregious. Very interesting experience. Robbie?
Yeah, a year later in Chicago was my first one, and the funny thing about mine is it was the same week that The Real Ghostbusters, which was the episode I did about conventions, aired. So that aired on a Thursday. I appeared at the convention on like Saturday. And it was the weirdest thing, because I come out on stage, I'm terrified, I'm shaky, I've got a bottle of water, and if you watch the episode, that's exactly what I do in the episode. I like down the bottle of water, and I'm all shaky on the microphone, and that was exactly what was happening. It was so weird. I stayed in my room. We would stay in the convention hotel, and our rooms are upstairs. I stayed in there until they knocked and got me. They brought me down, I did the thing, I went back up.
Yeah, it was all very compartmentalized. You'd go up
and then
come
that
down.
night, they said, hey, another actor, Richard Spade, is doing karaoke in the bar. Do you want to come down? I go, nope. and that was a big mistake, because we could have kicked things off a couple years before we actually did kick things off. It would have been, but I was so terrified, I didn't want to, I was literally like this at my door. I was like, I was so scared. And, but the cool thing was, like, once I got on stage, the audience was so nice, you realize right away, like, oh, we're all on the same team. This is amazing, yeah. So I was like, and it just, it's so amazing how far we've come that now, well, A, we appear all weekend long, but also like it's just all so comfortable and fun, and I look forward to it.
Isn't it crazy how we used to, like in the beginning of our convention life, we would do an event, like do my Q&A, and then each person would go back to the green room. I mean, to their hotel room. And now it's, we never leave each other's side in the green room. There's a huddle of all of us together all day. Nobody goes to their room. No, not one person.
Here's a fun fact. There's actually 2 green rooms. There's a room that's supposed to be band and Richard green room, and then there's an actor green room. Because traditionally the band practices and plays and whatever, and so if you want peace and quiet, you go there. Everybody's always in the band green room.
There's nobody ever.
No one goes to actor green. We're all just together.
I remember early on, like, but the handlers will automatically sort of take people who don't know. They'll take the actors to the actor green room. And I mean, I remember early on, Julian Richings, who's the nicest man on the planet, and he was sitting in there all by himself, and somebody's like, "We should go get Julian," you know. And so I leaned in. We knew him at that time. We're like, "Julian, we had a different green room." He was like, "Oh, I thought people just didn't like me."
That's a pretty good impression of it.
And I was like, "No, dude." So now literally there's an actor green room that holds a couple of bottles of water and some fresh air. That's it.
Yeah. He's so polite that when he comes in, everybody else is, Brandon's like, scoot over, you know what I mean? They make it their own, right? Julian's like, would you mind terribly if I came in and...
I know, he's a hoot.
Pretended I was in the band? So we love, like Matt said, we just all love being together.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
But anyway, you were saying.
If Castiel were to walk into a pet shop, what animal would he go to see first? Guinea pig! Guinea pig!
Unicorn. No, Cass would definitely get a pony. I for some reason, I think it was the second convention that I was ever at. It was in Australia, and I had done, there's a unicorn. I did my first panel, it was in New Jersey. It was, that was 400 conventions ago. And I got up, I was backstage, and came up and was like, oh my God, first of all, at that point, I still hadn't watched all the episodes of Supernatural, and I had been the night before boning up, trying to watch episodes, because I knew I was just going to get up here. I felt like I was going to a quiz. I was nervous, and I knew for a fact I was going to have nothing to say, and I got up and I was like, I'm just trying to answer the questions earnestly, like I still do. And I had a pretty, it was a pretty traumatizing experience. I don't know, if you get up and you just stand up in front of a large group of people and they're all looking at you and they're expecting you to be interesting, and you're not being interesting, it's a really bad feeling. And then my next convention, I believe, was in Australia, and somebody asked me something about cats and animals, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I was trying to remember, remember the episodes I'd seen and trying to make sense of everything, and I was like, wait a minute, none of this fucking makes sense. I don't have to pretend I know what's going on. And then I just made up this weird story about Castiel and his team of magical ponies that helped facilitate all of his transactions. And it was like this seminal, liberating moment for me when I realized I can do whatever I want and get away with it. So the ponies still had, it holds a special place in my heart.
We have very good news for all those Misha Collins fans out there. The actor will soon be attending his first Supernatural convention.
I'm going to my first convention in the beginning of March. It's going to be in New Jersey, and then there's another one. I'm going to a lot of different conventions. One in Orlando, one in Sydney, one in the UK. It's kind of crazy. I haven't been to one yet, so I don't really know what they're going to be like. But I'm totally looking forward to it at this point. Maybe after the first one, I'm going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I signed up for these. But now it looks like it's a lot of fun. So we'll see. I'll get to meet these fans that I've been hearing so much about.